You guys saw the title. This is not a clickbait title, I can promise you guys. The title looked pretty clickbaity, but there is a secret that I have been keeping. Just kind of wanted to, I just didn't really know when the right time would be to kind of announce what I'm about to announce here in a minute, but I think now is the time to do that. So we just got to the Airbnb here in Kentucky. We're fishing the third stop of the Invitational season on Kentucky Lake. So that should be a lot of fun. We just rolled in, actually stayed the night in Paris, Tennessee, which is about an hour from here. Some buddies that live in Paris. Actually, a guy named Chris, who was my boat captain back when I high school fished. So in 2016 and 2017, myself and my brother qualified for the high school national championships. So in 2016, we had won the state championship for Florida, and in 2017, we had won Team of the Year. So qualified for the state or the national championships both of those years. And at that time, we had like a 16-foot nitro, super old. It was unreliable. So I think I'd made a post on Facebook trying to find a boat captain, and somehow or another, it got around to this guy Chris, and him and his dad Randy were boat captains for us for those two events, and just became friends with them from that point on. So stayed with them last night. Obviously we couldn't go out on the lake. I can't get any information from them, so couldn't talk too much about, really couldn't talk at all about fishing out on the lake. But we did go to a little pond slash lake. They call it a lake. It was really more of a pond, but we put the big boat in there and had some fun, caught some big ones. So we filmed that. That'll be out, I don't know, a couple days here. Just had a fun day today, and then tomorrow we start up practice on Kentucky Lake. Been hearing it's been fishing really, really good. The smallmouth bite on Kentucky Lake, the smallmouth population has seemed to really skyrocket. So anyways, that's what we're doing right now. But I guess we'll go ahead and get to this announcement. Let me go out and look at the boat and the truck, and it'll make a little bit more sense to you guys what the announcement is. So there it is. That is our announcement. I have moved from Florida, and I now live in Eastern North Carolina. So made the move a couple months ago now. Kind of been getting everything settled in there. That's why I hadn't really made the announcement yet. A couple of my close friends and stuff like that know about it, but all in all, I was kind of keeping it a secret just until I got everything settled. And just because I don't know where I really stand on like sharing personal things on social media, but I felt like this obviously was something that I wanted to share with you guys, especially the people that follow my fishing career, because I am kind of known as a Florida angler. So I'll always be a Florida angler. I mean, that's where I grew up fishing and really learned how to bass fish. So flipping, punching, frogging, shallow water stuff, that's always going to be my style of fishing. I am going to have to adapt, obviously, as forward facing and all that, all the technology and stuff like that advances. My roots, I'm definitely a shallow water Florida angler. But with that being said, I moved to North Carolina. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you may have seen a couple months ago, so back in January, I got engaged. That's a big reason, big player on why I moved to North Carolina. So I don't want to share too much. Like I said, guys, I don't know where I really stand at the moment. And if you guys have watched my channel, you know I don't really share too much of like my personal life on here. But I don't know, maybe that's something I'll end up doing here at some point. But for right now, I just kind of like sharing all my fishing stuff on here, and I'll share some stuff from time to time. But I kind of like to keep my personal life private. But with something like this, moving to North Carolina, obviously that was going to get out at some point, and so I just wanted to come on here and kind of share that with you guys and let you guys know a little bit of the reasoning behind it. So that's about it, guys. Looking forward to kind of fishing around the North Carolina area. I've gotten out on a few lakes, haven't really done any serious fishing there yet. So I'm about a little under 2 hours from Jordan Lake, Falls Lake. Let's see what other big lakes are around there. Kerr Lake is a couple hours. Smith Mountain Lake, couple hours. I'll be like 4 hours from Potomac. I don't know if you guys live in North Carolina, especially Eastern North Carolina, go ahead and drop me a comment below. Let me know what some of the good fisheries are. I've met a couple of guys in the Eastern North Carolina area that have kind of clued me in on a couple of the smaller lakes and stuff like that hold some good fish. But honestly, guys, as much as I'm on the road fishing these tournaments, I don't get a whole ton of kind of just like downtime to go fishing, but I do from time to time. So we'll definitely be checking out a lot of the lakes in North Carolina, and this honestly might give me a good opportunity to kind of hone in my live scoping forward facing skills, because it needs some work. At the end of the day, I'm not one of those guys that's super comfortable with the scope. I can catch them on the scope, but nowhere near the level of some of these guys that you see dominating on BPT, Elite Series, Invitationals, Toyota. I gotta be honest with myself, I'm just not there. But that's just gonna take practice, it's gonna take time on the water, and that's just something I haven't done yet. So it'll be something that I need to do. I know how to catch them shallow, so really just need to kind of focus in on that live scope deal as long as that's going on. So that'll be the goal, that'll be the plan kind of through the remainder of the season. Pretty much all of our tournaments from here on out, I have a feeling, are probably going to be kind of live scope deals. We might get a little lucky this week, but I don't think so. I think the smallmouth are going to be the big players. There's a potential for getting on like a bush flipping bite here on Kentucky Lake, but I think the smallmouth are going to outweigh the largemouth. And the rest of the season, except for maybe Champlain if they're really heavy on the beds, the rest of the season is probably going to wind up being like a live scoping schedule, really, is all it comes down to. It's pretty much seems like you have to live scope anywhere that's not a shallow grass fishery. It's kind of what it comes down to right now to be in contention to win anyways. I mean, you can get some decent finishes fishing shallow, but it doesn't take too much to see that the forward facing is kind of the deal. So anyways, guys, that is my announcement, a little secret I've been keeping. Moved to North Carolina. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you live in North Carolina, or if you have any experience fishing North Carolina, especially Eastern North Carolina, drop a comment below. Let me know what lakes I need to go check out and maybe film some videos on. But other than that, we're gonna kind of get settled into the Airbnb here, pretty much have all my tackle rigged and ready to go, practice the next 3 days on Kentucky Lake, and then we start this tournament on Friday. So check it out on the MLF app, MLF website. It's the Invitational on Kentucky Lake. It'll start Friday, Saturday, everybody fishes, and then Sunday will be the top 30. So hopefully we'll be in that top 30 fishing Sunday. Need another good finish here on this one to have a slight shot at BPT. I feel like I kind of messed things up on Rayburn with a 101st place finish, but I mean, if I can get 4 really solid finishes the remainder of the season, there might be a chance. So we really need to catch them this week is what it comes down to in the rest of the season. So that's what we're gonna have to do. All right, guys, I appreciate it. We'll see you at the next one.